chain to co-working space. Essentially, the idea of co-working space, it's a sharing economy. Everyone knows it. Resource efficiency, access to better resources, cost savings, and we can have this. Because of all this, we can have a bit of a non-profit model as well. There are commercial models as well, but it all comes down to opportunity, and that's opportunity for startups, opportunity for freelancers to access all the different resources. We can see from inception 2010, hopefully you can see, that co-working space is growing in popularity. And especially now with COVID, there's a lot more, a lot more emphasis on remote learning, remote working, and that opens up a lot more kind of demand for co-working spaces. And especially in Australia as well, we've actually a really high percentage of per capita use co-working spaces. So at the moment, this is a current business model of co-working spaces. It's very centralised. It's a hierarchical structure, so the centralised entity makes all the decisions, and it's pretty much a single direction of flow. We have the expenses. The users at the top, he's always putting down the expenses. It's always going to the co-working space, and they have to pay off the expenses, and of course the surplus goes to the business owner. So the proposed community-owned co-working space, of course, is using blockchain technology. So from the flat kind of structure, we turn this into more of a network structure, and the flow goes back around. So we've got true peer-to-peer transactions can occur, especially here between colleagues. They can set up smart contracts between each other to outsource services to each other. And it works especially well with startups that don't want to do like their own marketing, but we've got marketing experts that only want to work 2 or 3 days a week. Then that works out perfectly. Marketing, accounting, legal stuff, the stuff that especially all those passions startups don't really, they're always putting those tasks off, but it's still very vital to running a business. So the blockchain also enables decentralized autonomous organization, which is here. The funds flow through, and it's DAO-owned resources. So how does it work? Well, it's not really that much different from the other situation. We have expenses. They match up with we have the income, and we have the expenses. The collaborative space, or the DAO, will have to pay employees or different talent, marketing, the rent of the space, and utilities and maintenance, etc. So in terms of viability, it's a pretty simple formula. Income, rentals of the resources, hot desks, cubicles, etc. Commission from different. One of the key things was event ticketing, like creating events like this and having tickets. Of course, this one's free, but if it's a really specialised event, we can charge for it and create a commission from that. And extra services like consumables, etc. So income minus expenses, which is the property lease, utilities, and wages. So really, it's about high usage. If we have high usage, we're occupying the space a lot, there's a lot of transactions, we're going to create a surplus. If we have low usage, this is one of our limitations, we're going to there'll be a deficit, and we'll mint tokens and launch it back into the market, and that will pay for expenses. also with high usage and high demand, that's one of our aims is to, oops. Yeah, one of the key factors is creating high demand. So now the advantages for members. So these are really congruent with the blockchain itself. So speed of payments, you've got direct payments, automation of tasks that's through smart contracts. We can create extra revenue streams. So just for example, we've got mining the native coin, which will be for paying for transactions, and you can do revenue mining as well. Because essentially what we're doing is we're creating our own economy, and we'll be having our own token. So yeah, extra revenue streams, and of course with blockchain and disintermediation, there's direct cost savings to all our members. And that cost savings can help with reallocating resources. So one of our key things is to have a really strong support team, so mentors, business coaches, to really help those startups get through the business challenges, and that helps alleviate stress. And then it's that more, especially for the startups that I'm really keen to work with, it's about having more time and energy to really do their passion projects. And there will always also be more sense of ownership of the community. So, you know, when we talk about motivation, that's one of the key drivers. If we want to do something for ourselves and that benefits ourselves and benefits the community, then we're going to put more energy into it. But if we think that, you know, we're just making money for someone else to get richer, then, you know, our motivation is a little bit lower. So that should spark more innovation and also the ability for co-creation as well. So our key to success in the co-working space. So outlined here, this is kind of our position that we want to be in. In this area. So there's, at the moment, especially in Australia, there's a lot of entrepreneurs. Sorry, just going to the left a bit. All these people that are sitting around this area here is more the jeans and t-shirt guys. And down here it's more the corporate structures. So for a successful co-working space, we need the right people around us. Okay, and I think it's very important that where we are in a kind of archetype, which hasn't been defined yet. But also what is important is that diversity of talents. As in blockchain as well, I think there needs to be appropriate incentives that are given out to people. And also transparent businesses. People are acting, you know, transparently and have transparent business. And that way as well, you know, there's a bit of a rating system that can occur there as well. We touched on mentoring, and I think that's going to be a really key situation as well, mentoring, business coaching. So we're reallocating people from a lot of admin work back into the soft skills, you know, the people skills, working with people to get through barriers. And how we want to implement this is have a foundation of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know, and this is a perfect example of that. The cohort space is that, you know, stage one we're working on shelter and food. Stage 2, we've got safety aspects. Stage 3, we've got love and belonging, which is your cohorts, you're working with other people and just setting up relationships with them. And step 4 is esteem. And this is where the mentoring and business coaching, and also where you can have shared knowledge and really expose yourself to your wider community and have that validity that you have knowledge and you want to share it and you're working together. And then the final step is self-actualization, and that's where we're looking into. So that is our foundation, our kind of map of how we think successful work. And then we're looking at community ownership, and also the demand drives value, and that's the key thing. So does everyone see how in that situation the demand drives the value of the coin and the token? Yeah, excellent. So yeah, finally, what's I going to say? Something about, blockchain is like a golden cog, you know. Anyone can implement this kind of strategy into any kind of shared economy platform, create this community. And I think a lot of people, they'll get the golden cog, and the best they can do is just melt it down and then sell it back off. What we want is a really fluid machine that sparks innovation and creates, basically creating the future. So that's about it. That's the condensed version. My name is Barry. That's my email address there. And this is all done through my work with TAFE Queensland and their advanced diploma in applied blockchain. Any questions? Yes.
So just to understand one point.